What's up, y'all? This is Wesley with Steve's Outdoor Adventures Fishing with Wesley. And this week I wanted to make a video to help our customers pack for their trips to Saskatchewan or any North American destination similar in the climate and the environment. I just wanted to show what that packing was like. So I got my waterproof bag here. I would check this luggage all the way to Saskatoon. I've got a layout of some waterproof gear and some of my comfort items that I would take along with me as well. Really just to help clients, as I said, understand what we pack for these trips. I do several of these trips a year, whereas our customers may only do one or two a year or in their lifetime. It might be the trip of a lifetime. And I want to help people unclutter their packing, get rid of the complicated thinking and see exactly what we take. So I'm going to open this bag here. Again, this is a fully waterproof bag. A bunch of companies make these. This one's Fish Pond, but you can find them from Yeti. Everybody's making waterproof bags now. This has got the waterproof zipper on it, fully submersible, not just a roll top. This is a preferred size for getting on float planes. They sometimes pack in the floats, or the cargo can be a little bit of a Tetris, and the bigger the bag, the harder it is for them to pack. You want to make sure that it's not luggage with wheels. They absolutely hate to see that, unfortunately. So it's better to check one of these and carry on another. But either way, if you can show up with like 2 waterproof duffels about this size, this will have everything you need, and the pilot and the outfitter will be happy to see it. So first thing I'm going to pull out of the bag is the shirts, some outerwear. Long sleeve shirts made to cover you from the sun, SPF shirts. This one's a button down. It's a button down with a hood even. So keep the sun off your neck, off your ears, off the side of your face. When you're standing on a boat staring at water all day, whether you put sunscreen on or a hat, you're gonna get hit by sun rays from various directions. And on cloudy days, you can still get a sunburn. So here's a button down version, ultra lightweight, quick drying, of course, because it's nylon and poly. That's kind of what I'm gonna wear most days fishing. Same as the shirt I'm wearing right now. Quick drying, button down, long sleeve. As far as other options for shirts, you got the new style of these hoodies. So again, quick dry, poly or nylon. It's got the hood on it, and it's more like a long sleeve tee. It doesn't have buttons on it. Some of them have the kangaroo pouch, this one doesn't. But thumb holes to keep your sleeves down. That's the type of shirts that I'm typically taking with me, both the button-down style and the hoodie style. That pretty much covers outdoor shirts for me. This is my base layer. I might wear sweatshirts over the top of this. I might wear a raincoat over the top of this. But as far as shirts go, super easy choices out there. You got button-down, or you got the long sleeve tee with the hoodie, or without the hood. They make that same style shirt minus the hood. Moving on to pants. A lot of people are comfortable in jeans. A lot of people are comfortable in cotton clothing, but the saying in the outdoors is cotton kills. You get cotton wet, and not only is it heavy and slow to dry, but it actually pulls heat from your body. So for pants, what I've got here are, you're gonna hear this multiple times, quick dry, nylon. These are by QU, a hunting brand, but I really like the vents on the side a lot. I like the way they fit. I'm not stepping on the heels often, and they're quick dry. I can get splashed with water even on a cloudy day, and these are dry within 10-15 minutes. I'm not gonna stay wet all day in these, so obviously it's not gonna pull my body temperature down. I'm gonna be more comfortable in these. Whether I'm in Saskatchewan or Brazil, this is kind of my go-to style of pant. Some folks like the zip off. They don't mind putting on some bug spray or being in shorts for the day to cool their body down in hot environments. So whichever one you go with, always think of nylon and polyester blends so that it's quick drying and protects you from the sun and keeps you comfortable all day. So super easy there. Now you're gonna need to layer because it's not always warm. Sunrise, sunset, motoring across the water at high speeds, there's times where it's a little bit chilly out there. So I thought I would show you some more of my mid layers. And what I've got here, really basic, hooded sweater with the zipper on it. Again, it's synthetic so that if it gets wet, it dries quick and it still insulates even when it's wet. Really simple zippy hoodie right here. You'll notice a lot of earth tones, that being that fish have excellent vision. They can look up out of the water at any point to not only see their food and to see predators, but to see you in your bright shirts, your bright pink or bright lime green fishing shirts. Preferably leave those at home unless you just you don't believe in that kind of bad luck, but I go with a lot of earth tones. So another option, obviously, for a mid-layer, something without a hood, just this simple quarter zip with the little pocket, earth tone again, polyester, quick drying, really warm. You can get wet in this and it still insulates your body if you were to be in a condition, got boat ride home after you fell out of the boat, something along those lines. You're still gonna be comfortable in this versus a cotton hoodie that is going to sap the heat from your body. Moving on to footwear. So people might even wonder, what should they wear in the boat for footwear? I will typically wear something like a deck boot. So in the Saskatchewan episode, you'll see me wearing brown extra toughs. I just got these Grundens ones in as well. They're the 6-inch, the low top deck boot. I can splash my feet. I can walk to the boat and get my toes in the water a little bit if it's sitting on the beach, whatever. They keep my feet warm, they keep them comfortable, and yeah, that's important out there too. But your other options for folks out there are like some quick drying boat shoes. These have a mesh upper, non-slip bottom, drain holes in the sides, and yeah, wear a pair of comfortable socks or go barefoot with these, and you can splash them all day, protect your toes, protect your feet, and have something a little more lightweight than the deck boot. If it's hot out, if you go and you just get sunshine all week, you might want something lighter than these, but all of this will fit in this bag. This bag was packed just for the demonstration, so it was underpacked essentially, and if you had 2 of these going to Saskatchewan, you would be able to fit everything I'm showing, plus your tackle that you might want to bring along. So footwear, you got deck boots, you got quick drying shoes. Some people even like to wear Crocs out there. So everyone's familiar with Crocs, rubber hospital shoes essentially. They are not non-slip in a boat. I've wore these down, and if I jump in and out of the boat, there's a good chance that I could do the splits and get a hernia. So I wear these around camp a lot, wear them when I'm showering, wear them when I'm relaxing in the evening, but in the boat, there's probably better options unless this is what you're most comfortable with. Just make sure you're safe, make sure you're comfortable out there. So that kind of covers footwear. People might even wonder about socks. That's probably a funny thing to cover, but you don't really want to be in cotton socks out there either. So I've got, merino wool blend socks. These ones are from Simms, very famous fishing company. A lot of people know about them, but you can get, wool or polyester blend socks that are quick drying. They keep your feet warm, lots of cushion in them and really comfortable. They also keep the bugs off your ankles. Saskatchewan's got plenty of biting black flies, sand flies, and mosquitoes if you're in the bush, so staying covered up is really important out there. When you get back to camp, what are you gonna wear? Do you wanna wear your fishing gear? You may have only brought a couple pairs of pants, couple fishing shirts. I don't really overpack that. I usually bring 2 of each. Most locations have a laundry facility, and I just don't end up dirtying my clothes like that in 4 or 5 days of fishing. But for like leisure wear, you're back at camp, now you can bust out the cotton, you can wear your jeans, you can wear your Carhartts, wear whatever you like there, and then, cotton hoodies are back out. I got my Steve's Outdoor Adventures hoodie, lounging around the campfire at night, something different than what I'm fishing in all day, just to be nice and comfortable. So there's a few more pieces of gear that aren't exactly clothing, but I still wear them a lot out there, and it's sun protection. So you got sun gloves. I've got both Columbia here and Simms. These are just ultra lightweight nylon fishing gloves that cover your hands from the sun. I do wear sunscreen, but after you've released a couple of fish, it usually washes off. I don't always remember to wear it, but if I've got these in my bag, I can throw them on. They keep the bugs off my hands. They keep the sun off my hands, and I like it a little bit more than sunscreen, but I do wear both. And I've got the neck gaiter as well. This is a simple article of clothing. You throw it on to protect yourself from sun rays out there on the water. You can pull it up onto the hat. You know, these are the areas I get really sunburned out there, my ears, if I'm not wearing the hood. That's an option. You'll see me in a lot of the videos wearing these. Some are articulated for your face and neck. Some are just a straight tube style, but more sun protection there. And now I'll move on to a little bit of the other type of gear when I'm out there. I always take a headlamp no matter what. Your outfitter and your guides have first aid kits. They have radios. They have the stuff out there that they might need in an emergency situation, but it's nice if a client is also prepared. So I really like a headlamp out there, rechargeable, or just make sure you got some extra batteries to keep it charged up. There's bugs, obviously, out there in the jungle or in Saskatchewan, and a few options while you're out there. I've got the most simple, which is a bug head net. Most people are familiar with these, but if you're not, it's an extremely small mesh nylon bag. Put it over your head and your hat, and it keeps the biting flies, mosquitoes, keeps everything off your face. There's certain times of the day when the bugs can be really bad. Typically out on the water, they're not too bad, but around camp at sunset they can be, or if you adventure into the bush, you might run into some biting bugs that get all on your forehead, get on your face, bite your neck, and leave you with some itchy sores for the rest of your fishing trip. So bug head net, and then a couple of bug sprays here. This one is permethrin treatment. You spray this on your outdoor gear, and it is a non-toxic bug repellent that you can use on your pants, your shirts, your socks, anything that you want to create another layer to keep bugs off of you. You treat this with it beforehand, whether that's soaking it in a tub full of it or just spraying it. This has got the spray on it. You can find this at most major stores. You can also find it through the Adventure Distributor. Everybody's carrying this stuff nowadays. And the bug spray that I use, it's picaridin. Everybody knows about DEET. DEET eats the finish off your sunglasses, it eats the finish off your fishing poles, and it can even weaken the strength of your tippet or your leader material, the nylon fishing line that you're using. If you get DEET on many of those products, it'll actually degrade them. So some of the other options are all natural botanicals like lemongrass and spearmint type stuff. That doesn't always work when you've got a lot of insects around, so you might want something a little bit stronger. This is picaridin. Sawyer makes this as well. You can find this by Off, major brand. You can find it at most major retailers. And this can even be used on pets. I've seen people spray it on their pet dogs when they go adventuring with them as well. It does not dissolve your outdoor gear, your raincoat, your sunglasses, your fishing gear. This stuff is safe to use around your outdoor equipment that is subject to being destroyed by products like DEET. So I've also got some sunscreen that I take with me. Again, staring at the sun all day long, you're gonna eventually get some nasty sunburns, and you don't wanna go see a dermatologist and find out you have to have some skin cut off because of your fishing trip. So sunscreen every day, multiple times a day if you can remember it, your ears, your nose, your cheeks, right along your temples. Try to be smart with the sun out there. That brings me to sunglasses. I've got 2 pairs here. I always travel with 2 pairs. This is 2 different brands. I've got the Costas, I've got the Bajíos. They're both a very similar lens. I like a copper lens or a rose-colored lens with a little bit of mirroring on the front to help reflect a little bit more sunlight back. These are made by fishing brands, so super comfortable, designed to be on the water. You can get these, both brands sell plastic lenses that are a very high quality though. Both Costa and Bajío have tried really hard to come up with a plastic lens that meets the demands of an outdoor angler especially, in that you have really good optics still, you're not gonna get a migraine from wearing them all day, and you're getting the same sort of polarization, of course. You want polarized sunglasses. All these are polarized, plastic or glass. So 2 pairs of sunglasses, pick your favorite brand, but make sure they are polarized and not dark gray. You want a color that is designed to be on the water, and dark gray is good for saltwater or extremely bright conditions, but that doesn't offer a lot of contrast when you're looking underwater for fish or it might bring on a little more eye fatigue throughout the day because it's so dark. I like copper. Other options are green, blue is more of a salt water, copper, bronze, and yeah, that you'll see on those websites. You'll see that they have a lot of different styles, a lot of different sizes to fit your face. Find sunglasses that fit and definitely wear them. Oddly enough, we do have friends and customers who don't like wearing sunglasses, gives them headaches, hurts their temples. You really need to just go try on a few sizes until you find something that's not pressing behind your ears too hard or weighing down the bridge of your nose and giving you those issues, because you need the eye protection. You don't want a hook in your eyeball. You don't want to get hit with lead in the eye. And you want to be able to look at the water all day without sunburning your eye. You can get a sunburn on your eye and they're really nasty. You don't want to deal with that. One more little piece of gear I'm taking with me is my own small first aid kit. It's waterproof. It's made by the same brand. Again, they all make this stuff now. It's not hard to find. We carry it on the Adventure Distributor website. You can follow the links to any of this gear that I've shown today and pick it up for yourself. Inside my first aid kit, I just carry a few basic items. I got my pocket knife, of course. I've got chapstick. I've got a small water filter even. Your outfitter's fully prepared to take care of you out there, your guides. I like to be a little bit more prepared if it's small enough to carry and not be a burden out there on the water. I've got wet wipes in here, some Band-Aids, a lighter, you know, another thing of sunscreen just in case I forget mine back there. Motion sickness pills, really basic things. It's a really small kit. I can fit the bug net in there. I can fit my sunscreen in there, fit my bug spray in there, and it's fully waterproof. Again, submersible even, fits right inside my bag that I'm traveling with. A bag for the boat. So you're gonna go out all day. The more stuff you carry, it's just gonna be under your feet. It's gonna be in the boat with you. There's not an unlimited amount of space. I like to carry a really small roll top bag, waterproof when it's rolled down or splash proof. And in that, I'll put my first aid kit, some lures, maybe a beanie or some gloves for the morning, anything I need to stow away and waterproof. And then it's really small. It's not this huge bag. I'm not taking this in the boat every day. I'm taking a very small roll top bag and maybe my lure box. Okay, so moving on to, I guess, the last thing here that I've got on my list is rain gear or waders, anything that's like your serious water gear like that. So I've got my wading boots. If you're going to Saskatchewan, there's the option to fish for grayling, and you'll be wet wading there. They don't take the boat in there. It's a rapid kind of area, lots of rocks and pockets where grayling would like to hold. So you'll see in the episodes that I get out of the boat, I take my 6-weight fly rod and I go down, I make some casts and I catch some grayling. These are the wading boots that I'm wearing out there. They're designed specifically to be in the water. These are not hiking boots. These are made by a major fishing brand, Simms of course, but everybody's making them, Grundens, Patagonia, everybody's got them now. So you want good quality wading boots. And I've got my waders here. These are breathable waders. They're not neoprene. These aren't your granddad's waders. These are multiple layer, Gore-Tex, waterproof, breathable waders. They're super lightweight, really packable. They're not gonna cook you all day like a pair of neoprene waders, but it's gonna be more than enough to get out and do some wading when you're on location, whether that's Alaska, Saskatchewan, like this video is kind of meant for, a packing list for that trip. But yeah, these are what I'm wearing out there. Grundens, Simms, everybody makes them. They're really nice. They're good to have as a fisherman, and they last a long time. On the boat, if you're not gonna be wet wading, if you don't plan on doing that yourself, if you're thinking, I'm gonna stay in the boat, probably won't even go grayling fishing, there's always the chance of rain, no matter where you go in this world. We're not fishing in the desert. You're in North America, you're in an area that could produce a rainstorm any day of the week on your fishing trip. You'll see in the episode, I'm mostly wearing my rain pants. These are just a pair of multiple layer, again, like Gore-Tex, breathable rain pants. Wide zippers on the side, easy on, easy off. The second the rainstorm passes, I take them right back off, throw them in my little roll top bag. They get down real small. It's not overly hard to carry around with me or pack in my luggage. It doesn't take up much space, but you're gonna absolutely love having rain pants when one of those showers shows up, so that you're not calling it a day or just fishing the rest of the day with a wet lap. If you want to go a little bit heavier with your rain gear, you can go with like a pair of bibs. So I've got my raincoat here. Of course, you want your raincoat to go with your rain pants or whichever option you choose. You know, hooded raincoat, made by Grundens. You can find them from all the major brands. Super comfortable, made for fishermen. Get yourself one of those coats. And then here's the bibs. These are like, not necessarily commercial fisherman bibs, because they would probably tear these apart, you know, pulling traps and stuff, but they're a very, very durable fisherman's bibs. Whether you're bass fishing, pike fishing, whatever you're doing where you're standing on a deck all day making lots of casts and it's not the best weather in the world, maybe it's raining, maybe it's even snowing, maybe you're somewhere almost on the brink of winter and you're getting some ice crystals falling on you. These are fully waterproof. I wear them with the deck boot. You know, they're easy on, easy off as well. They got the zipper that comes up the leg. So if I need to take them off because it's hot or I want to put on some more layers, you can take them off right over your boot and you don't have to worry about taking your shoes off in the bush. So those would be deck bibs. Again, you can find the links to all this type of stuff in the description below. We have the Adventure Distributor website set up specifically to help our customers find the gear that we're using. We get a lot of questions. People want to see a packing list from the outfitter. People want to know our personal opinion. And typically they overpack. You really don't need to take a lot of stuff on these trips. You're gone 5 days, 6 days maybe for a long fishing trip. You only need a couple pairs of pants for fishing, a couple shirts, extra socks, of course. Socks are something that I bring a few more of because I like to keep my feet really dry. Some mid layers, you don't even need too many of those. Many of these facilities have laundry. The Saskatchewan location does have laundry. So if you were to get something messy that you really relied on heavily, they would clean that right up for you that night. It would be no issue versus bringing so much gear with you that it's tough for you to get around, carry through the airport, get on and off the airplane. You want to enjoy your trip and it not be a struggle. So links below to find all this stuff from the waterproof bag to the boots, the shoes, the sprays, the waders, the bibs. We've got it all on there. If you have any questions, I skipped over something or I didn't get it right, feel free to comment below. Let me know. I'd be happy to address it. You can give me a holler anytime on fishingwithwesley.com. We got that website set up specifically so people can connect with me. We can talk about fishing, talks about the trips we offer, the gear that I use out there, and help keep everybody comfortable and happy on their fishing trips. So give me a holler at the office, 1-800-303-1304, or hop on fishingwithwesley.com and shoot me a message. And yeah, thanks for watching the video.